It is night. It is night in the fortress of... What did we call it? Oh shit.
What was it? Ice something?
Yeah, ice. That's the name of the
Ice
civilization.
Stones.
Of the idea, the ice stones is a civilization. So we still need the fortress name. I'm going to put this down right away. By the way. Okay. So. Oh shit. Sorry. Okay. Bam. We civilization. Civilization. We are the ice stones. King Tobu. Human town of Moltendrops. Okay, and what is our fortress called?
Jeez, I don't know.
Strict Boulder.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is night in the fortress of Strict Boulder. The fortress itself is not. I wanted to say it's not like your usual fortress, but if you ever played Dwarf Fortress, you know there are no usual fortresses. But most of the time you have like this entrance in the mountain, and then it goes in and then goes straight down. But Strict Boulder is a bit different. Strict Boulder is actually there are a lot of mountains. It's built in between the mountains. Like they put up big walls around them and dug out everything in the middle, and then built a roof above it, and a lot of defenses. And everybody that wants to take Strict Boulder first off has to go through the mountains, and he has to go all the way to the top, where some of the highest ones are. And then they still have to decide which mountains they want to climb. And well, there's basically no single angle that is not covered by a siege engine. So it's just like this impressive, this impressive structure in the middle of the highest parts of the mountain range. And yeah, most of the stuff has been designed by Urist Aluminumcobble, because he is really good at his job. And yeah, the moon is slowly rising, and there's a single dwarf. He looks quite sad. He just left the court of the Lord. It's a Baron, actually. No, wait a second. It's King Tobul. Yeah, no, we're going with Baron. Baron Tobul. And he just left the court, and he has been told that he has to grab his stuff and go to Urist Aluminumcobble, because he just got the job to travel with Mr. Aluminumcobble and help him on his tasks to find out what the humans found underneath the city. And yeah, he's just quite sad, and he has like sadly his pickaxe is slung around his wrist, not his wrist, his hip, and the handle is on the floor, and while he's slowly going down the hallway, it's doing click 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 like this noise, and he's going through the hallways, and soon he stops in front of a giant gate. It has a lot of ornaments. There are two guards in front of them. One of the guards is asking, "What is it? What do we want?"
Just sort of lightly point in the direction, sort of mumbling that I was expected.
"You are expected by Urist Aluminumcobble, the bane of bad structures."
Thorim sort of looks around and nods with a confused look on his face.
And one of the guards is laughing and says, saying, "I bet you are the guy that had a little accident and now you need to travel with him."
His face sort of goes red with embarrassment.
And the guards are both laughing and saying, like, "Well, good luck then." And one is one is turning a handle, and the other one is pulling a lever, and it's doing like this crackling noise as you hear some mechanics starting behind the walls, and the giant gate is slowly going up. Cluck, 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 cluck. And well, you're looking into a big room with a fireplace and a table and tons of bookshelves around it. There's a door to the left and one to the right, and from the right you can hear slow mumbling.
I guess I'll go right.
So you enter right away.
Yeah, I don't spare any time to be accosted, and I'll sort of
Okay.
my large form around the corner.
Yeah. You walk in, and even for you, like, you're super muscular. You're as broad as you are high. And
It's a little strange for him to be this shy, but you know, circumstances.
yeah. So and you are going in and looking into the door, and you see like a giant library, like it goes across many Z levels, and there are like books everywhere, and you hear the mumbling from all the way up, and someone. You can only assume that it's Urist. You never have seen it in person. You only heard the stories about his legendary deeds and some other less nice things about him. And you hear from above him, you hear him like, "You, peasant!"
Sort of like almost panicked. I'll stare at him and bump into a table or something, and like look around and point at myself.
Take away your fingers from this table. It's worth more than your whole family. I can guarantee you that.
Sort of confused, and he puts his hands in the air and says, you needed me, or someone sent me here."
I guess you are one. You are one of the one of the dwarfs of the citizens that is allowed to travel with me. That's a great honor. You should be proud about your accomplishments, that you were given such a good task.
He groans, sort of like, "Oh."
Boy, bring me up this book here. The red book. No, not that one. The other one. The red one.
He's fumbling. He's like, "What?"
I said the red one. No, not that one.
Picks up a blue one.
That's blue, not red. I mean the red one.
Oh, he's confused.
You're looking. There are basically 40 red books in front of you. Like books everywhere.
It doesn't even have to be red. He's just picking them up, like this one.
He's saying, and you're just saying like, you're one of those guys, more muscles than brains. Yeah, come down. And you hear a bit of stumbling, and then you hear like a screeching noise, and yours comes down. Like, do you know the old, like in Ghostbusters, like the old fire guards?
Yeah.
How this was that it's like this rail, and he's like slipping down on one of them. So you are supposed to travel with me, but you cannot tell red from Cinnabar red. And he's going past you, and he's like just grabbing into the books and is grabbing the ones that he wanted, and to you all the colors are looking the same shape.
I know what Cinnabar looks like.
And he's looking at you and saying, "Apparently you don't. Or have you forgotten your glasses?"
He sort of fumbles around for glasses that he doesn't own, but you know, he looks anyway.
All right, boy. What do you know about your task?
There's some sort of mine in a human city that we have to go look at. It's supposed to be dwarven.
I was talking about your task, not about what we are going to do.
My task? He questions.
So you have been told nothing.
He looks around as if like there's supposed to be a memo somewhere.
And apparently you're too stupid to just find out yourself. Huh. What do you think? Why would a miner join me on a mining operation? God damn it. Anyway, so we will start at the first moonlight tomorrow. There are already 2 cows that are being settled right now. We will travel with 2 wagons, and one of the wagons will be some of our more established fighting corps. And on the other ones there will be the peasants like you are, and I will ride right in front of all of you because I have a horse. Where's the wagon? Of course. I'm not sitting on a horseback. Nobody can trust this beast. Okay. Well, you're not smart, but you look quite sturdy. Have you ever swung a weapon before?
I sort of pat at the pickaxe.
Yeah, I know that you have a pickaxe, but have you ever killed someone?
Oh, well, sort of.
What do you mean, sort of? Have you or have you not?
Yes, he mumbles, sort of. He's thinking of something else, but...
The gods gave you a good structure of your mouth to use. Was it a yes or was it as...
He repeats. Yes,
And he's just slapping you, and you sit down on your butt.
He doesn't really resist at all. He's big, but he's not mean.
And you can, from the front door, you can hear like the guards just enter the room next to it, and you can just assume that if you tried something, it would go really, really bad for you really quickly.
Yeah, I mean he's not an aggressive guy, so it's fine.
So he was just like, anyway, you cannot travel with me like that. You only have your leather clothing, or can you even call it clothing? And he was just like wearing like this fine silk robe, and he's like he just has the best clothes on that money can buy you.
Then he'll immediately ask, "Do I get some of those?" And he'll point to his clothes.
Urist just slaps you on the other side. Don't get funny now.
He's not like, he didn't think it was funny. He thought he was being serious. He's like, "Oh, I don't get it."
You get your basic gear. You should get it quick so you can get some rest before we start traveling tomorrow at night.
Oh, okay, well, where's that at?
Okay, first thing you need is an armor piece. And he looks down and he looks up and down on you and saying, "I guess you need more than just one piece. You don't look like you are able to turn yourself just one part of your body towards the enemy. So you need a helmet, and you need a breastplate, and maybe some chassis and some shoes. You can get those at the armorer. Are you intending to use your pickaxe as a weapon, or do you want a real weapon?"
I'm most familiar with this.
And
I'll just use this.
and he's just grabbing your pickaxe, and he's looking at it. He's just raking it in his hand, and it's just he's like putting it in front of his face, like as if you would look down a gun, and he's just turning it up and down a bit, and then he's swinging it into the next stone. It makes clang noise, and a bit of the stone is breaking out, but not a lot. And he's saying, "This pick is garbage," and he just throws it away. "Get yourself a real one. I don't want the people that are going with me to use garbage items."
He just sort of stares at the pick like, "Oh, well, that's all I had, so..."
He's trying to pick it up again, or is he just like looking at?
It's like sort of like slowly going that way. Like, I'll pick that back up, I guess.
Okay, and you're saying, and yours is like, "You're right. Pick it up." And you're picking it up, and now throw it into the fire.
Why?
Because, as I said, it's garbage.
Well, someone else could use it, I guess.
Why would anybody use this thing? It looks like it has been made by a 50-year-old.
I think it was the same guy that you're talking about. I'm pretty sure there's only one smith here.
Yeah, but no. There's more than just one smith. I guess it was one of his apprentices. I bet his apprentice only had like 30 years in forging weapons before he came up with this thing.
Thorin's like, "I don't know, it looks okay to me."
"Shut up, kid!" And he's just getting a piece out and a piece of paper out, and he's scribbling down something in it, and he gives this to Hotchat, our weaponsmith, and he will give you something nice.
He takes the paper. He's like, "Oh, okay, all right. Nice."
You better be thankful that I'm releasing you from the torture of using you cannot even call it a tool. It's basically just a garbage rod with some metal on top of it.
Thorn like just sort of like nods, like, I mean, if what you're doing, yeah, sure, okay, sure, yeah.
Okay. So, what do you need to get? Repeat.
He quickly looks at the piece of paper as if it has it written down.
God damn it. You're as dumb as a sack of goblins.
Helmet, he says, trying to remember.
Okay. You need breastplate, helmet, chassis, shoes, a pickaxe, food, and, well, I guess something to cover yourself while you sleep.
Okay, a blanket.
You know where to get these items?
Armored smith.
Yeah, the armors. God damn it. Get out of my sight. Be ready tomorrow.
Sort of just stumbles out like.
He's going back into the library and bam, slams the door in front of you.
He holds up a red book like, wait, did you need? And then he just puts it back down and leaves. Didn't take the book with him.
Yeah, you're going across the guards, and one of the guards is looking at you and, I had a nice meeting.
Huh. And I sort of bring up the paper like, yeah, I get free stuff.
And the other one is like, holy, he really seems to like you.
Really? I'll say like, oh wow, really?
And both guards are laughing like, no, he just don't want you to die at the first opportunity.
Oh.
They're just laughing and closing the gate again, and the one is looking at you like a bit more serious and saying, well, you better do as he says. He can get quite unpleasant if you don't do what he says.
He looks back, he's like, yeah, I saw a little bit of that.
This was not only a little bit, this was basically just scratching the surface. You have no idea.
Oh, he says with sort of like a downcast voice, and then he like keeps his head down and begins to move away.
Okay, so where are you going first?
The armor smith. I didn't hear a name, so he'll probably visit every single one in the place before he...
Okay, so he's just going down
He's basically just finding any forge he can and going, hey, can you give me these? And then, showing them the paper, and I'm sure like half of them are like, who the hell are you?
Yeah, and so, you know what? Have a roll at that.
What am I rolling?
A second. I need to open your thingy. I guess you're trying to do this whole thing clever. Or are you just running from armor smith to armor smith? How's it looking?
It's just running. It's just going from
okay,
one to the other. Hey, can I get this?
Roll on quick on a 3. I think I'm all the way up here. Bam. Okay, 1. Yeah, so I guess you don't have anything to boost it. So yeah, so you're just running around, and it takes you way longer to expect it. And
at some point he's like, I think I've been like he slowly begins to think that he's been tricked, or like this is some kind of joke.
You basically went to all the armor smiths, and all of them weaponsmiths, and yeah, most of them are just creating cool tools like axes, hoes, basically stuff of your daily life. They're more blacksmiths than real weaponsmiths. And
Right.
in the end, you are ending up on a workshop of a guy called Hardshed.
Okay.
And you're knocking, and you're going in, and you see this dwarf standing in front of a big fire, and he has some real hot glowing iron in his hand.
Ooh, he sort of backs away a little bit.
And the dwarf is turning around. He's like, "Arr! Aren't you the guy they call Droney McDroneface or something?"
He just immediately holds up the piece of paper, trying to take the topic off the subject, and goes, "Can you give me this?"
What is this?
Urist sent me. Said I needs to get this stuff from you.
Urist sent you.
Yeah.
Urist.
Yeah,
Are you sure it was Urist and not, I don't know, everybody? Do you know how many people are called Urist in this fortress? My name is Urist. Holy shit. Son, get your shit together. What was his name?
Urist Aluminumcobble Gobbler.
Ah,
Man.
the bane of bad structure.
Ah, and he snaps, says, yeah, that's the one.
And he gave you this waiver.
Yeah, he said I needed to get this stuff from you. So.
Well, then I better have a look at it. I don't really want to get in trouble with this guy.
Yeah.
And he's just putting the iron down. It's in a bucket of water, and it's doing like this loud noise. He's looking at you and he's saying, "It says here you can pick any weapon you want."
He said to get a better pick.
A pick, like a pickaxe.
Yeah, I mean, am I supposed to be getting something else? What's better than a pick? It's all I know how to use.
Son, I'm making the best axes in this land. I'm making the best hammers in this land. I'm making the best. And he just continues, and he's talking about weapons you never heard about. And then he is talking, just about different forms of pickaxes and battle picks.
I just stare at him like wide-eyed, like, wow, I didn't know there were so many things in the world.
Well, I guess you can have. He's scratching his head and he's saying, I don't know if this is working. Quick pin I think, is just handed out to my niece. Reinulf, copper flower.
Oh.
But if you really need the best one, that's it. Quick pin. It's a crow's beak. You can also use this as a pick, basically, but I think that is the thing you want.
Okay, so where do I go for... You have that?
Reinulf has it. You know where Reinulf lives?
He thinks. Probably not.
Okay, he is living in the living quarters on structure and on that level 27, left side. The copper flowers. If you miss Reinulf, there's something wrong with your eyesight, friend.
Oh, is he big?
Like a boulder.
Oh, well, I can't miss him then.
Alright, son.
Well, wait,
Tell
what
him-
about this other stuff?
Tell him I sent you. That other stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. Armor? You need to go to the armor smith for that. I'm doing weapons and weapons only.
Oh, okay. And then he sort of just walks away with the piece of, like, oh, okay, bye.
Have a good one. Okay, where are you going next?
Level 20... 20-something.
You're going. You just go.
Starts at 20 and he goes...
He knocks on every. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Reinulf Copperflower?
Yeah, pretty much going down. Like, hey, do you know where to find a really big guy?
Oh yeah. That's the last thing you ask. Like everyone else is like you're asking for Reinulf, then you're asking for Copperflower, and then you're like the biggest guy you've ever seen, maybe.
Big boulder man.
The big boulder man. And the dwarf you're talking to is like, oh yeah, Reinulf. He should be sitting on the meeting hall right now. The quarters meeting hall. Go to the left and to the right and to the left and to the left and up and down. Once you are there, you're basically there, but you only need to go 4 levels up. Then you go to the... he just continues like that.
Yeah, he's just like, if he would be drooling at this point, like, what?
And your guy is like, good thing is that I'm a dwarf and a miner, and I basically know how things are dug.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's useful to know how this
you can find meeting halls because you can hear the music.
Oh.
Yeah, so and you open the door to the meeting hall, and it's a typical quarter meeting hall. It's not like there are big parties there. There's just some people sitting on the tables, drinking, and some are sitting on the bar and having a laugh, as they're just talking. And suddenly the whole room went quiet. It's going quiet.
Oh, yeah.
And
I guess I forgot
two-
about that part.
2 guys are standing up, and one is saying, well. Look who we have here.
He immediately begins just looking for the biggest dude.
Thorim Wormhand. The man that killed my nephew.
He says, and he continues looking really quickly. He's like,
Yeah, you just enter and the room is quite lit, but there are a lot of shadows here and there, and well, you think you can kind of make out a big like a big barrel like sitting in one of the corners.
oh, that's close enough. I take off that way.
And there's a guy that stood up and saying, "Hey, Thorim, where are you going? I want to discuss something with you."
No, I've got business. And he's just trying to book it. He's like, ugh.
And as you're going closer, the barrel turns out to be a dwarf. And it's a dwarf you have never seen. You have seen a human once, and the human was not as big as this guy. He's just like nothing you have ever seen.
Huge.
The good thing is I can show you a picture of him.
Yeah, I've got his picture. Rhino of copper flowers.
Yeah, right of copper flowers. And he's just sitting there drinking. Doesn't seem to notice you.
I sort of hurriedly. I don't even wave. I'm just sort of like moving my body as if I need help, and I stare at him.
Okay, and the guys, the two guys are coming. One is grabbing you on the shoulder and saying, "You killed my nephew. You're not going to get out of here alive."
Right up. I need a pick. Yeah, that's like the only thing he'll coherent he'll say.
And from the side, you hear just a grunt. And that is the moment when the one of the guys grabs you from behind. Oh, wait a second. Why is my rolling not working?
Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay. Yes, he's grabbing you. So what are you doing?
I mean, I'm just trying to like bat my shoulder away, just like fling myself sort of out of his grasp or whatever. Still trying to stay near.
So you're trying basically to twist yourself out of the grab by sheer force. Like he's trying to grab you from under the arms, and you are just trying to wiggle your way out. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so roll a forceful. Oh, it's time to open the quick reference guide. I don't know what happens when
both get the same.
When both get the same, yeah, basically. So
I assume we just get into
defense tie. Look at your opponent's actions to see what happens, and I try to create an advantage.
Oh, that's right. I have the rules somewhere.
Okay, so I try to create an advantage. So get a boost if creating you, or treat as a success if you're looking for this thing. Yeah, I try to create a new one. So he's not. He really cannot really grab you, but he is sort of like holding you, while the other dwarf is just shooting straight for your face with his fist. Okay, and he is trying to punch you in the face. Remember, he still has a boost. He gets a +2. Yeah, so he's using the boost with +2. So you have to defend yourself. So what are you doing?
Oh, right. I don't know. He's probably. He's just trying to get out of danger. So he'll like jerk himself back to like make the guy trip himself, basically with the extra force.
Okay. So roll. Oh yeah. So 2-4. You don't get a boost. But you succeed. The guy is trying to punch you straight into the face, and you can wiggle out a bit, and he's only punching his body, not you. You hear like behind you, and you basically fall out underneath the other guy. Okay, what are you doing next?
Sort of just scrambling for the big dude again, like Rhino Copper Flower. I really need a pick, or I need your assistance.
Yeah, I guess you're screaming that.
Yeah, I mean, he's not being quiet about this situation. Urist sent me. He told me I had to come here.
Okay, roll forceful for a 4.
Yeah. It just sounds like confused, like talking.
Yeah, you're saying it, but you're not saying it loud enough, basically. So this is a fail, clearly. So one of the guys is like, "Oh, he's a wiggly one," and he's like kicking you while you're still running. He's kicking you in your back.
Okay. I'll try to roll with it. Like I'll let myself be kicked or whatever to the ground. I'll try to like.
You're trying to roll up. Okay, then you roll for quickness. Okay, yes, that worked. So he's kicking you in the back, but you're just basically letting yourself fall because you are round as you are. you're just rolling over your muscles and you're getting straight back up, and you are even close to Mr. Copperflower now. And the other guy is like saying, "Oh, don't let him escape!" And he's pulling a knife and he's throwing the knife in your direction.
By all the gods, man, I'll just try to. I'm just gonna hit the deck.
That's quick.
What is that?
That's quick. Okay, so you basically let while the knife is flowing, you went up from the roll, but you still had enough energy to do another roll, and while you're doing it, so the knife is like sliding by your left ear, and it's sticking in the table in front of you, in front of Reinulf. And Reinulf, for the first time, looks up from his beer and is, "Huh? What is happening here?"
Immediately point back to the two, like I didn't do it. It was them.
And Reinulf is standing up, and as he's standing up, you basically you can feel the air pressure changing in the room. He's that big. And
Wow.
what's the problem, Marlif?
I was sent here by Urist. He said.
Not you! I'm talking to Marlif! Marlif! What are you doing? Marlif is, it's always bad to speak two NPCs at the same time. And Marlif is, this guy killed my cousin, my nephew. And, well, I'm going to give him a bit of a payback. And
Shaking his head like, no, that didn't happen.
he's grabbing to his tool bolt, and he's getting a hammer out, and so is his body.
I sort of try to clamber up and like begin fumbling for my pick.
You don't have a pick anymore, man.
I know. He does it, but it's
Okay, so you are trying to convince Reynold about your view, or what are you doing?
he's like, look, Urist sent me here. We're going on an expedition. I really need a pick.
He's looking at you and saying, "Are you stupid or something? Who Urist?"
Urist Aluminumcobble.
Ah, the big boss himself.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess I need to make sure these two guys are not bothering you anymore.
Oh, yeah, that would be helpful.
And he's turning to them and saying, "Okay, this thing can go two ways. The first way is I'm going over and punch you. The second way is I'm going over and kill you. Which one will it be?" And one of them is gulping and is saying, "There's a third way, actually. This is the one that I'm just turning around and leaving." And Colorfly is, "Yeah, that's what I thought." And he's looking at the other one and saying, "And you?" And he's, "Well, I think I'm outmanned here, but we will meet again, Thorim. I swear that, and I'm not the only one.
He's just like, even though he's really big, he's just sort of like placed himself slightly behind Chopper's level.
Which is pretty easy. Which is pretty easy.
Yeah, right. But it's still, it's like
Basically,
hiding behind a bigger man.
it feels like his shadow has waked.
I feel good. I feel good back here.
You're like his buttocks are in front of you, and you can swear you're as big as his left one.
Oh, jeez, man.
And the other one is putting away his hammer and pulling out the knife off the table, and he's looking at you while he's slowly leaving. And Copperflower is looking at you and saying, "Well, why do you need me for your job?"
I was told that you made picks, battle picks of some sort.
You were told what? I never built something in my whole life.
Oh. He seems really confused. Like, he's like, well, he hands him the sheet. He's like, do you know where I can get any of this? Urist told me to come get it.
Well, you need to go to the weaponsmith and ask him for a weapon. What can I tell you here?
I mean, Thorim's sort of like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, okay, I didn't think of it that way.
Who sent you to me anyway?
Hothead?
Hothead. So, what? You said something about a pig?
Yes.
I guess he wanted me to give you a good old quick pen here. And he's looking back at the table, and this is the first time you see quick pen. And quick pen is a crow's beak.
Oh.
It looks two-handed. And it has like this really long crow beak on one side and like a big metal ball on the other side.
Oh, wow.
And it's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. It's like shining, like it's really dark in there, but the metal itself is like shining in different colors. The handle looks like it's been made out of a single piece of the best wood you have ever seen, and you don't even like wood. And
I mean, he'll just sort of stare in awe, like, oh, wow. Like, he's looking at stars.
yeah, and there are runes on it everywhere that are telling different stories about chickens and fireplaces. And if you've ever seen an item description in Dwarf Fortress, that's basically what it is on the artifacts that side of things.
A raven carrying a baby flying through a furnace, something like that.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Something like that. So, quick pin. And Randolph looks at you and it's like, well, nothing about your size, my little friend, but are you even able to carry this thing?
He looks at it. Maybe. Probably.
The answer is enforceful +4.
So do I need to roll it?
Yeah. Ooh.
Solid. Probably no.
Yeah, so you're grabbing it by the middle and you're like, haha, and you're just raising it and starts walking backwards because the weight is pulling you in the other direction.
I was about to say, I mean, I can drag it, I say.
Okay, you can re-roll it because you know pigs. You are a miner.
Worst number.
3. Okay, so let's see if you can get you a boost here. First off, let's take away one of the fate points.
Wrong one. Other guy.
Oh yeah, you're right. Bam. Okay, so let's see if you can get it or not. Where's the guy? Oh, he's all the way up here. Interesting. Oh yeah, because I don't have him in the player character thing. Okay, yeah, that's alright. Yeah, you're Muscle Mountain. You want to use your second fate point?
Yeah,
To-
well,
to-
if that's what it takes.
Yeah, so you're just getting it up, and it looks really light. Like it's not that big. I don't know if you've ever seen a crow's beak as a weapon.
Now let me look one up.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what they look like.
okay, so I'm just putting one up for the viewers because they might have never seen anything like that. Yeah, it looks a bit like that. But this is the one is not ornamented at all. But yeah, it's basically just just a rod, and it has this long spike like a crow's beak on it, and it's there for destroying armor. And but this one is shaped a bit differently because it also can be used as a pick. Because of that, it has like this triangular point to it. And yeah, as I said, it looks like a really great weapon, but it looks really, really light if you look at it because of the shining metal and everything. So you totally underestimated the weight, and you put it up and put it above your head, and you just like and start walking backwards, and then getting yourself together, and just like turning around, and just swinging the weapon down and up, and instead of like holding it all the way on the end, you're grabbing it in the middle and on the end section, and it feels a lot better right now. But now you have the problem that you're walking forward pretty quickly, and you're using your muscles to control this whole thing. And well, you have it in your hand, and you just tilt a bit to the left and to the right. But it feels actually feels pretty great. Like you have the feeling that you can do stuff with that. And yeah, in that moment when you're thinking like, oh yeah, this is indeed a great weapon, Reinhold was just taking it out of your hands and is saying, well, good thing you tried it, but I cannot give you that.
Oh. He's sort of like, why did I carry it at all?
Well, you will get it eventually, but I need it for a job.
Okay.
You can help me with the job, then you can have it.
That sounds like a deal, he says.
Well, you know what they say. 4 arms can kill quicker than only 1 arm.
Kill?
Kill. As you heard me. I have a job. When we go down to the caverns, there is a group of wild... I could say they are animals or something. Well, they are just... and then he's just like stopping to talk, and it looks like he's falling asleep with open eyes.
Well, what are they? He like sort of eggs on. He's like, wild what?
What? Oh, yeah, I was talking. Well, they are just these savage folk. Well, you know, the kind of animal, human creatures that is traveling the caverns. And, well, they build a camp, foolish as they are, near to our entrance. And, well, I got the job to convince them to move. But
okay. Does this sound like something I've heard of before in the mines?
yeah. You know about the things. You're a miner. Yeah, you know about the stuff that is living in the caverns. You already killed a few spiders yourself. No giant cave spiders, but like just crundles, the usual stuff. You just kill it and smash it, but you never killed anything that was humanoid.
Yeah, that makes me a little nervous.
And he looks down at you and is saying, "Well, do you have any weapons beside your fists?"
Not right now, no.
And he's saying, no problem. And he's going to his back and he's pulling out a knife, and he's saying, well, you have my bread knife. And he's giving you the knife, and it's basically like a short sword for you. You're grabbing it with one hand, and, well, same mistake as all. Yeah, you're just going 2 steps forward and then you grab it with 2 hands.
Yeah.
You have no idea how this man is using that, but then you look at him and saying, yeah, I know exactly how he's using it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Reinhold is looking at you and saying, well, you want to go now?
I suppose now is better than ever.
Okay, so you're not going to the armor smith. Okay. Nah,
no.
too late, man. I just wanted to point out to the viewers that this was the moment where he could have gone to the armor smith.
No.
Against the savage folks that likes to use blast guns with poisonous darts.
Like armor would help me.
But, well, he is wearing a leather apron of the miners.
It's what I use normally, so I'm used to it.
It's alright. So, Reinhold...
If you can't kill me, you need me for episode 2.
You cannot kill me. I have law armor.
I have plot armor.
Sorry, man, but I'm in the George R. R. Martin department. Your actual character will appear after we are done. No. This is just a starter character. No, so Reinhold is saying, well, I just have to drink my beer. And he's turning around, and there are like a few, what do you call it? Like this little mugs, not mug. Yeah, a mug. What do you call it when it's made out of clay?
Oh, like a jar?
Yeah, like there are a lot of jars in front of him, and you're thinking like this is the ones he's talking about, and he's saying, "Oh, I need to drink my beer," and he's straight up. Wait a second, I need to love you. Also, I need to look up the. Psst, I need to look up the English word for it. Yeah, he's grabbing the bucket next to this, all these little jars, and you saw this was like had like water in it. No, it's actually the kind of beer cup he is using, and he's just putting it to his mouth and bam, he slams it down, saying, "Well, I'm ready to go," and he's just swinging a quick pin around in his hand. And like a loud whizzing noise. And he's only doing this with 2 fingers, like as if you would like do it with a pen. And well, he swings it above his shoulders and says, "Oh, let's wait a second. Nearly forgot." And he's going over to the mugs and he's saying, "Oh, I forgot to drink my schnapps." And like these big things you normally drink beer of, and it's just filled with alcohol, and he's just killing 3 of them. And he's saying, "Well, let's go then." Just taking one step, and he's like, "Ooh," just a bit to the left and to the right. And you, if you've ever seen a ship, you would have been remembered of a ship. In this case, you're thinking more of a cow. If the cow will stand on top of a wagon and will like the wagon will shake.
That's easy swaying back and forth.
Yeah, you're taking 3 steps back just in case. You don't want to imagine what it feels like if this guy falls on you or if he drops a quick pin on top of you.
Yeah.
And you just follow him, and you're going down into the caverns. Do you need a break, or can we go? Keep going.
No, let me just grab a thing of water real quick.
All right. For everyone else, this was the first episode of the character creation game. We are really sorry. If you're interested in joining, you can do it anytime. And I see you guys in the next episode.